For this video is about games that I almost skipped, right? So more so for games that I almost did not purchase, right? Due to probably expectations out of the game or whatever. So I'm gonna go over the games one by one here, right? So yeah, and please let me know down below, right? Games you almost skipped, right? And yeah, the first one here is gonna be Metal Gear Rising. Metal Gear Rising. This was probably 2016 when I actually bought the game. Like almost I wasn't gonna buy it, right? Because like I didn't know what it was about. Metal Gear Rising, right? It was this was actually back when GameStop like was still play. I was still selling PS3 games 7 years ago or so. Metal Gear Rising. I'm happy I picked it up because it's such a fun action game, right? Like I talk about this game so much, right? The boss battles, the sequences, the segments, the music, all that. But yeah, Metal Gear Rising definitely. Like I'm definitely happy I picked it up. Going to be let's see, a Ratchet and Clank, Ratchet and Clank Future, a Crack in Time. Mainly because like I gave up looking for this game because Ratchet and Clank games like for the PS3, they were very expensive. They were very overpriced, right? For some reason, like they're just very overpriced. Certain ones. I had Tools of Destruction for the PS3. That's the only one I had for the PS3. So yeah. So like I gave up looking like for this one. So like I was gonna skip this one. $9 or $10, which is like a good deal. Some of the actual I was looking at into the Nexus, which is $60, $50. So some of them can be very overpriced. Like I'm guessing because Ratchet and Clank titles like for the PS3 were very rare, right? So our resellers would sell them like for ridiculous prices. But yeah, a Ratchet and Clank Future, a Crack in Time, right? Big one here now is gonna be Watch Dogs 2. I wasn't gonna buy Watch Dogs 2. Watch Dogs 2. Actually, this is a very hard game to find like in my area. Like in my area, I don't know why, but Watch Dogs 2, right? Because like I was skeptical of Watch Dogs 1. Watch Dogs 1 felt underwhelming. I'm not saying that Watch Dogs 1 is a bad game, right? Like it had a good elements about it, but it just felt underwhelming, like in certain areas. Watch Dogs 2, like I saw, I believe it was sometime last year, it was $24, and I wasn't sure what game to buy, right? And I thought, a very cool cover. And like I heard very a little about Watch Dogs 2. Like I heard a little of it, right? But I'm happy. I was so close to skipping it, but I'm happy I picked it up. Watch Dogs 2 is a big improvement from 1, right? Hacking is better, driving is better, taking cover is better, shooting is better, there's better story, better, there's more, well, the characters, they have more personality about them, right? But Watch Dogs 2, yeah, I'm definitely happy I picked this one up. Thief, which I got a couple of months ago, Thief, which is like an early PS4, so that's 2014 release. So this is like an early PS4 release. I didn't know anything about Thief, right? So Thief, this was like a game I saw like in a GameStop multiple times over many weeks, right? And I thought, okay, I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna go to something else. Okay, I'm gonna skip it. I'm gonna go to something else. Then I finally saw it. One time I would have went to this far a GameStop like in my city. And so I thought to myself, I might as well pick this one up. Thief is like a stealth type game, 18th century, plays similar to Dishonored, but different. So it's a little different. But a Thief, if you like a stealth type games, I recommend picking it up. Guardians of the Galaxy, that's a big one. I almost skipped this one. Guardians of the Galaxy, because I know I was skeptical because of Avengers, which is also made like by the same company, Crystal, Dynamics, Square Enix. Guardians of the Galaxy, right? I couldn't find lots of copies of the game in GameStops, retro game stores, right? But I wasn't sure about it, so like I always skipped it. Until one day, like I went to the States, and it was they have a better deals over there, right? So if you're in Canada compared to the States, right? The States like will have relatively better deals, right? For the most part, So I saw this like for like a very good deal. And I said, okay, might as well pick it up. I like it. Like I really like this game. I like the sequences, the characters. If you watch the MCU, so if you ever watch, MCU Guardians of the Galaxy, it's very much like that, right? It is a slightly different spin, like in the characters. I feel like this one is more comic book accurate, right? But I still like a very good sequences, mechanics. I can only play like as one character, which was kind of like a limitation. So I only play the game through Star Lord's perspective. So yeah, I almost skipped that one. Elden Ring. I am not into From Software games. So really Elden Ring and Bloodborne. These go like in the same category. I almost skipped these two games. I almost skipped. The only reason why I got Elden Ring because I know from last year was a very highly talked about game. It's probably the most popular game from last year, obviously winning a Game of the Year last year. Elden Ring, Bloodborne, so same thing. I'm not into Souls games, right? But I am open-minded, so like I thought I might as well play it, right? A Bloodborne was a cheap game, super cheap game. When I bought it last year, it was in a Best Buy for super cheap, right? Super 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 cheap, like $9. So I thought, okay, I might as well add to my collection. Bloodborne, Elden Ring. From Software games, they're known for their. If you're not, Souls games, if you're not used to them, right? They're known for difficulty, for their challenge, and I'm not a fan of its level up system. So the upgrade system and upgrading attributes, I'm not like a fan of that. But I can understand, right? The bosses, right? The elements and the various features, right? And yeah, everything is very much reliant on a stamina meter, right? Like movement and dodging, right? Elden Ring though is massive. Like I'm happy I picked it up because Elden Ring it is massive. Like the map is huge. The map is just massive. And like I play these games and I get lost. Like I get lost. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I try my best out with these games. Right beside it is a Control. I almost skipped this game because I don't know why. Originally I thought it was for Xbox only, because it was a Quantum Break, which is made by the same company, which a Quantum Break was like an Xbox exclusive, and I thought this was some sort of a sequel after that. So I thought, naturally, Control was going to be an Xbox exclusive. Control, displays similar, not the same game obviously, but similar to Infamous game. So Infamous Second Son, Infamous First Light. I'm a huge Infamous fan. The one thing about this game, you might not like that a paranormal dark environment. Like you're in this facility, this a corporate building, and then at the building, the building has been overtaken by these ghosts or whatever. But it is a very this is more of like a semi-horror type thing, right? The one thing about this game, the map is horrible. The map is just horrible. Like I hate the map. But offensive skills are very fun. The movement was very good. You gained various telekinetic abilities, and yeah. So yeah, like I saw it. It was $15, I believe. I said, okay, I might as well pick it up. But I didn't. For some reason though, I didn't know it was for PS4. I don't have the. I never had the Xbox One, so I thought it was only for Xbox. So yeah. Prey, which is a similar type of thing. Prey, a first person, a survival kind of a horror, a semi-horror. Prey, seeing this game, like I played the demo, I wasn't really into it. Like so, but many years later, like I saw it like in a GameStop, super cheap, super $18, $17. I picked it up and I said, okay, I might as well, I buy it. It was either this one or it was a Ghost Recon game. So I thought I might as well go with this game. And yeah, so Prey, I Prey like is that, a first person like semi-horror, right? It's a lot of exploration. What I don't like about it is that, with Prey, there's a lot of locked pathways. So there's constant different areas, exploration areas that you have to unlock through codes, which I'm not really a fan of. But yeah, let's go to like a PS3 game, MotorStorm Apocalypse. MotorStorm Apocalypse. So I saw this MotorStorm Apocalypse, which I was gonna skip. But the cover looked very cool, right? And like I thought to myself, like, I need more racing games. Definitely, I need more racing games. It is like a PS3 title too, so I don't have to worry about. For me, like I don't have to worry about it taking up lots of space, storage space. MotorStorm Apocalypse, right? So what I like about it is basically the environment changes. So every race, so every lap you complete, right? The environment changes. The environment, collapses. It's like some sort of apocalypse. So the world is basically, like in the game, the world is basically falling like apart. While you guys are doing these crazy off-road sequences, races, right? So yeah, Portal 2, because I'm not into puzzles. I almost skipped this game. There was like a certain thing at my university many years ago where they would do various research projects, right? So there's like this one virtual reality type thing where you could go in, So I played the game. I wasn't really into it. It's very much like a puzzle sequence type thing. So years later, right, I wasn't gonna buy it, right? I was gonna skip the game, right? Luckily, this was like a very cheap game, so I thought, okay, might as well, right? I played some of it. I played like 3 hours of it, then I just gave up playing it, right? I'm not much into puzzles and mazes and all that. I'm not much into that, but yeah, it is a very unique game, very unique. Rayman Legends. Rayman Legends. I didn't know what Rayman was. I didn't know what it was 2 years ago when before I picked it up. It is a PlayStation, so PlayStation hits on. I'm assuming that means PlayStation exclusive, right? So Rayman Legends, which I looked it up, it's one of the earliest PS4 games. So platforming, tons of levels, tons of like areas, very cool sequences. So there'll be like a certain area like in the game where the map is gonna be, the entire map will be falling down while you're trying to do the platforming. Rayman Legends also comes at least at this my copy. This one came like with Rayman Origins, which is the first one. So yeah, that's a good thing though. Like I didn't skip it because again, this is like a 2-in-1 type game. So a final 3 here. Just here Battlefield 1 mainly because I wasn't really into. I was gonna skip it because I thought like I was at a moment like in time I wasn't into FPS games. I'm lucky I didn't skip it because I really enjoyed Battlefield 1. Before Battlefield 1, I was mostly on Bad Company 1 and Battlefield Bad Company 2, so I wasn't really, well, outside of those games, I wasn't really into shooters. This got me back into the multiplayer games, right? Battlefield 1 is the first, so it is like a World War One game. Most of the guns were semi-automatic, not fully automatic. Battlefield 1, right? So it is like a slower pace Battlefield, relatively. Some people might not be used to that, but yeah, Battlefield 1, like I definitely enjoyed it. The tanks, there is aircraft gameplay, and yeah. Resident Evil 3 remake. This is the remake. I was surprised to see it come out. I was gonna skip this one. It was bought like on a Black Friday many years ago. I was gonna skip it because I was gonna go to something else. I really wanted to save up like for a PS5 at the time, but like I thought, okay, might as well pick it up. Resident Evil 3 remake. I know some people say this one was underwhelming. I never played the original, so I don't have the context. So, but some people say that the original had more segments, more areas, more sequences. The Nemesis, which is the main boss, was better than the original. So yeah, this one I found like was kind of short. It was kind of short, not as good as the Resident Evil 2 remake or the recent Resident Evil 4 remake, right? But yeah, I was gonna skip it. I was gonna buy, again, I was gonna save up for a PS5. I save up for a Ratchet and Clank, Rift Apart, but I didn't have the PS5 at the time. So yeah, Last of Us Part 2. Last of Us Part 2, a big one. So I'm pretty sure like everybody, a very extremely popular game. Last of Us Part 2, I skipped for 3 years mainly. Like for 3 years, like I didn't, like I wasn't gonna buy it. The leaks came out, so as you guys know, like back in 2020, was it June or May? Somebody leaked the game, so there was parts of the game that that was leaked. So I heard about the leaks and I skipped the game. So the leaks caused a lot of controversy about Abby and Joel and all that, right? But The Last of Us 2, which I found a couple of months ago, I thought to myself, might as well pick it up. The guy accidentally was gonna charge me extra, but I told him no, that's not the right price, right? because the price that they had on this wasn't at the actual price. So, they're trying to over charge me like for the wrong price, even though they had it marked for something else. It was kind of weird. It was very weird. But yeah, I bought it. It was $30. A very cool, a mechanics like is very well done. Taking cover, shooting enemies, right? Running like I felt very good. Meleeing, so there's various melee weapons which I really like. It is this is a very long game. It has that long flashback. There is flashbacks in the game, but yeah, I almost was gonna skip it entirely. I almost gonna skip it. The last one here. Oh, the last one is Doom. Hold on, I missed Doom. Doom. I didn't know what a Doom was. Similar thing to Battlefield. I was kind of growing tired of FPS games, right? First-person shooters. But Doom, I'm lucky I picked it up. Fast pace, taking out tons of different enemy waves, various weapons and all that. I've recently finished Eternal, so Eternal Doom, which came after it. I'm not sure if this one is a remake of the original Doom. Doom Eternal is the next one, or whatever. But yeah, Doom I was gonna skip. It was in a pawn shop for $15, and I thought might as well pick it up. I was gonna go on to something else. I wasn't sure. I was making up my mind, right? Okay, do I really want another FPS game? But I bought it, and yeah, I enjoyed it. So like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.